Hello trader, welcome to weekly Forex forecast. I will be doing a complete multi-time frame analysis of all the hottest currency pairs we might find trading opportunity in the upcoming week. As you can see, after the NFP, the market looks like that there was a strong breakout in gold, DXY and most of the USD pairs as well as JPY pairs. So I'll be doing a complete multi-time frame analysis of all of them. Now, before we discuss how we can trade one by one, guys and girls, make sure that you smash the like button and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. So without further delay, let's begin this week's weekly Forex forecast. Okay, so let's begin first of all DXY, as DXY might give us a clear direction of the most of the USD pairs, including gold, starting with the highest time frame, looking at the monthly chart on DXY. Now, looking at the monthly perspective on DXY, we can see that this is the monthly candle that in the first week we have seen significant downside on DXY on the monthly, and with that drop we can expect DXY to drop further, as we can see that currently DXY in a very strong bearish momentum. If we look at the weekly chart to see, we can see that after this doji last week there was an NFP and we have seen significant rejection from the top on DXY, and what we can expect on DXY for the price to drop down further to create a new lower low. Now if you guys look at here, what we can see that from this level there was a strong bounce and expecting DXY to come down to this support level to create a new lower low. Now if we look at the daily chart, what we can see that from the daily perspective, this is the daily price action here. What we can see from this level, there was a strong drop to this level, expecting DXY to go up for a deeper pullback and then to come down to create a new lower low. Now this is a very important level of support here on DXY, expecting for the price after a pullback to keep dropping, as this is a long-term bearish market, expecting for the price to come down to create a new lower low. Now looking at the further lower time frame from the intraday perspective on DXY, what we can see that the market here is a triple top formation on DXY, and with this triple top formation what we have seen that there was a strong drop followed by a pullback, there is another drop followed by deeper pullback, and the market is forming series of lower high and lower low. What we can expect on DXY with the market open, what I think that we might see that a deeper pullback and then continuation towards the downside to this support level, as it is a long-term downtrend at the moment, and we have seen that there was a significant consolidation, expecting DXY to come down and to drop down. So this could be the wave in the upcoming week on DXY for the price to come down to this support level, and based on that wave we will be analyzing other pairs as well. Now let's start with the euro dollar. Starting with the euro dollar, looking at the monthly chart to see how the market is doing. Now from the monthly perspective on euro dollar, we can see the previous months there was a bearish candle here, a very strong rejection. From this level we can see the market is forming series of higher low in that area. Now with that series of higher low formation on euro dollar, expecting for the price to go ahead and then to create a new higher high, we can see that the market is maintaining series of higher low on the monthly. We have seen after the previous monthly close this week with the NFP we have seen a bounce. This week we might see initial pullback and then could continue to rise, as it is a long-term bullish market. Now let's look at the weekly chart to see how the market is doing. We can see that there is a gap opening here on the weekly, and with that gap opening there was a doji followed by a gap opening, expecting euro dollar to bounce back to the upside to create a new higher high. So with the weekly close we can see that the market is maintaining still a bullish market structure, series of higher low, gap opening, a bullish candle, expecting euro dollar to go ahead and then to create a new higher high. Let's look at the daily chart to see how the price is doing. Now from the daily time frame, we can see that there is a doji here, and with the doji formation on the daily, after this gap opening, the market made a move to the upside, and with that move, what we can expect on euro dollar for the price to come down for a deeper pullback, and then to go ahead and to create a new higher high. Now looking at the intraday perspective on euro dollar, what we can see that from the lower time frame, there is a doji here followed by another doji, and we can see the market is there is a huge liquidity candle formation here on the 4-hour with this doji, followed by series of higher low on euro dollar, maintaining a smooth uptrending market structure, expecting euro dollar for the price to drop down to this support level and then to continue to rise. This is where you will be waiting for potential trading opportunity on euro dollar. As soon as you will find suitable entry, you will be looking for going long on euro dollar with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at British pound US dollar. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have on British pound US dollar, starting with the monthly chart to see how the price is doing. Now from the monthly, we can see that previous months British pound US dollar has formed a rejection candle here. This month we can see that there was a support here, and from this support, expecting for British pound US dollar to have a bounce, and with that bounce from the monthly, we can expect for this price to go ahead and then to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly chart on British pound US dollar, we can see there is a weekly doji. There was a gap opening, and we can see that there was a bounce here followed by a deeper pullback, expecting British pound US dollar to go ahead and then to create a new higher high. So this is where we can see that on British pound US dollar for the price to move up and then to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on British pound US dollar, we can see that from the daily perspective, there is a daily liquidity candle formation followed by back to back. We have seen quite a few days of bullish move, showing a very strong bullish momentum on British pound US dollar, expecting for this price now to come down for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise, as it is a long-term bull market. Now from the lower time frame perspective on British pound US dollar, we can see that there was a very strong liquidity candle formation here with the NFP. We can see that with the liquidity candle formation, the market showing a strong bullish momentum. And what I think that with the market open, we might see that the price is coming down for a deeper pullback, and then we can expect it to continue to rise. As soon as we will find suitable entry on British pound US dollar, we'll be looking for going long with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at AUDUSD. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have in this instrument, looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in the market. Now from the monthly, we can see that AUDUSD is a bull market. What we can see here, there is a very strong bullish momentum followed by a doji. Now with the doji formation on AUDUSD, this is the monthly candle that has formed another strong impulse to the upside, and expecting AUDUSD to keep pushing high to create a new higher high. So this is the resistance line on AUDUSD. We can expect for the price to keep pushing high. If we look at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly, there is a gap opening, and we can expect for this price to keep pushing high. We see that series of higher low on AUDUSD, and expecting for this price to go ahead and then to create a new higher high. Now let's look at the daily chart to see how the market is doing. We can see that from this daily impulse here, and with this daily impulse, we can see the market has broken out of this structure completely, and we can expect for the price to come down for a deeper pullback and then to go ahead and create a new higher high. Looking at the intraday perspective on AUDUSD, we can see that there are back-to-back two dojis here, and these two dojis also there is a strong liquidity grab during the NFP on AUDUSD, expecting for this price to come down for a deeper pullback and then to remain bullish. So this is where we will be looking for trading opportunity on AUDUSD. Let's look at gold. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument. Now looking at, first of all, bigger picture, looking at the monthly chart on gold, what we can see that from the monthly, this is a long-term bull market, which is a very strongly bullish market. From this level, we can see that there was a very strong bullish momentum. Previous months, we have seen a long wick doji here, and with this doji formation on gold from the monthly, from this support level, we can expect for this price to keep pushing high. In the first week, we saw that there was a significant bullish momentum and waiting for gold to go ahead and then to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly, this is a bull market and there is a doji here on the weekly time frame, and with this previous weekly doji, this week we can see the market has made a very strong bullish candle formation, expecting on gold for the price to go ahead for a pullback and then to keep pushing high. As we can see, the market has formed a potential inverted head and shoulder, and we will be waiting for further bounce on gold. Now let's look at the daily chart to see how the market might be doing. Now from the daily time frame, there is a daily doji followed by last day of trading week has formed a very strong liquidity candle. Now if you guys look at, this is the daily impulse on gold with the NFP that has broken out of this structure completely. Now if we look at the liquidity candle formation on the daily, we can see the market has formed this liquidity candle, and we will be waiting for this price to go ahead and then to create a new higher high. Now looking at the 4-hour perspective, we can see that there is also the 4-hour liquidity candle formation. This is the NFP candle that has grabbed the massive amount of liquidity from this important support level, and we have seen that there was a breakout with this liquidity candle formation, expecting for this price to move back to the upside to create a new higher high. If we look at the day trading perspective on gold, what we can see that from the day trading perspective, this is a very strong bullish market. And what we can see that with this long wick candle, the market is forming series of higher high and higher low. We can expect for gold to drop for a deeper pullback, and as soon as we find suitable entry opportunity on gold after a break of structure with the market open, we will be looking for going long. And I think that we might see initial break of structure that might give us a strong momentum, and that could be a zone that we can look for potential bullish trading opportunity on gold. Now let's look at dollar CAD. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have. Now looking at the monthly chart on dollar CAD, we can see that from the monthly, dollar CAD is potentially, we have seen that the previous month there was a doji. This month the market tested the upper shadow of the previous monthly candle. Now we can expect for this price to drop down to create a new lower low. Now looking at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly perspective, there is a weekly doji. This week the market has broken that high, and after break of this high, we saw that there is a doji formation, and with the doji formation from the weekly, expecting for this price to drop further. As we can see that the market has formed a liquidity candle, we can expect for the price to come down and then to create a new lower low. Now looking at the daily chart, what we can see from daily perspective, after this drop, we can see the market has gone up for a pullback, and with that pullback we will be waiting for the price to go ahead for a deeper pullback and then to continue to drop in that direction to create a new lower low. Now looking at the further lower time frame from 4-hour perspective on gold, dollar CAD, pardon me, we can see that there was a break of structure here on dollar CAD, and as we are expecting for DXY to remain bearish, we will be waiting for further upside. And what I think that, as you can see, there is a structure here. We can expect for this price to go ahead, retest this previous resistance line, and then to drop down. As soon as we will find suitable entry on dollar CAD, we will be looking for going short with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at dollar yen. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have. Now looking at the monthly chart on dollar yen, we can see that from the monthly, this is the monthly candle on dollar yen. We haven't seen further. There was a previous very strong bullish impulse previous months. Now this month we have seen the market in a very narrow range. Though it is a long-term bullish market, we might see that this week a bit of sideways or downside, as we are expecting DXY to be bearish. Now looking at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly, this is the weekly impulse. So far from this level, there was an impulse on the weekly, expecting for this price to come down for a deeper pullback and then to bounce back to the upside to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on dollar yen, we can see that from the daily, this is the daily price action, where the daily trend on dollar yen is, we can see it's a bull market, a strong momentum pullback, another momentum pullback, and we have seen that now deeper pullback is possible, expecting for dollar yen to drop further and then to trend to the upside to create a new higher high. Now looking at the intraday perspective on dollar yen, we can see that the market is trending, and we saw that there was a head and shoulder formation, a complete breakdown. We have seen there was a strong liquidity grab, and with the liquidity grab expecting for dollar yen to drop down further. And I think that, as you can see, there was a consolidation pattern. We could see that dollar yen is coming down further, and from this level, as soon as we will find suitable entry, we will be looking for going short on dollar yen with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at GBPJPY. Now as you can see, this market historically bull market. Looking at the monthly chart on GBPJPY, we can see that this is a very strongly bullish market. From here, there is a strong bullish impulse, expecting for GBPJPY to remain bullish to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly chart on GBPJPY, what we can see that this is an impulse followed by a correction, and we can expect another impulse on GBPJPY. Now if you look at here, what we can see that back-to-back 3 weeks of bullish move on GJ, and we can expect it to remain bullish for long-term perspective. Now looking at the daily chart on GBPJPY, what we can see that from the daily, this is an impulse here on the daily, and we have seen the deeper pullback, and we can see another impulse. Last day of trading week, we saw that a bullish doji here, and we can expect for GBPJPY to remain bullish. Now what you can see that this is a bullish engulfer, cross that narrow red candle completely to the upside and downside, and I think that the market might remain bullish in that direction to create a new higher high. Now looking at the further lower time frame from the intraday perspective, we can see that there was a potential inverted head and shoulder, and we'll be waiting for GBPJPY to come down for a deeper pullback, and as soon as we will find suitable entry on GBPJPY, we will be looking for going long with a high probability trade setup. Traders, I hope that you enjoyed this weekly Forex forecast. If you enjoyed this, make sure, traders, you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. In addition to that, if you want to learn the strategy that I am trading and be part of the Forex Trading Wizard Academy for the rest of your life, you can find a link below this video in the description. You can visit the website and join us to become part of the trading community. So with that said, thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.